Martin, I'm having the best time in Tokyo. I'm drinking plum wine from a can. Some J-pop girls gave me a balloon earlier. We went to a shrine. It's great.
We're living the dream. This is the best holiday ever. Sorry, I mean the best
Sorry,
ever. Yeah.
press trip.
Best.
Sorry, Rupert, if you're listening. But no, we have been working. Today was the Sony conference.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I was a little bit underwhelmed.
I actually, I've a veteran of sorts of press conferences over here, and compared to other Sony press conferences at past TGSs, that was probably one of the better ones. If
Really?
not the best one. Yeah, like they normally have a super local focus. Normally, the most exciting thing you get out of it is like a new color Vita or something. And they have there's new color Vitas coming. Like that's a thing.
We did get
So
that, yeah,
they-
and new controllers and new
Hard
plates.
drive covers, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Woo.
god. So yeah, like people who like different color plastics.
You are catered for.
Yeah. But there was more announcements which were kind of relevant to a bigger audience, and some cooler stuff. You don't normally get that much cool stuff in a TGS conference.
I guess it was probably, it felt a little bit more disappointing because it was very front loaded, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it started off with Bloodborne DLC, which is awesome, and something, I mean, we saw Miyazaki was sitting a couple of rows in front of us, right? So we were like, oh, interesting. So the new DLC is called The Old Hunters. It's available November 24th, and
That's the same in the UK, right? As well.
yeah, I don't know actually. I don't know if they mentioned that.
I know they did confirm the UK release date, and it's very near then. I'm not sure if it's exactly November 24th.
Yeah.
But it's around that time.
Because and then they're re-releasing the game with the DLC included on the 3rd of December. So I don't know actually. So we watched the trailer obviously there, and it was kind of like a lot of it was the same. The bosses from the original game, but then there were some new weapons thrown in there
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
gonna be interesting. I really hope they're going to have it at the show floor and for us to play, because it's obviously out quite soon. So I'm hoping there's something playable.
Yeah.
It did look like new locations, some slightly new mechanics, but a lot of the old bosses remixed. So I don't know. To be honest, I never actually persevered with. I never played Dark Souls DLC, so I don't know how that compares to that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. But you've been a couple of times around the block with Bloodborne, right?
Yeah, I'm on my like third playthrough right now, so I'm just like hyper pumped. For
yeah, it's good that we'll get to actually play more of that by the end of the year. So that was great. And then after that, it was Gravity Rush. So they're
no, it was just like I was so excited for Gravity Rush, and it was a really weird announcement because it's like, yay, Gravity Rush, and it's like, yay, this is the old game.
Yeah.
And like, I can't believe I got myself so excited for just a port, and then it's really hard. Like I felt really deflating. It's like, oh yeah, I mean,
you literally turned to me and made a face. You were like,
yeah. But then I made another face about like 2 minutes afterwards, which was
happy, yeah. Because they they initially announced the port of Gravity Rush 1, which I didn't realize it was called Gravity Days in Japan. So the port is coming to PS4, and then Gravity Rush 2. Or Gravity Days 2 is coming to PS4 in 2016.
Yeah.
And it looks very pretty.
It looks amazing. It looks really good. Like pretty much anybody who's played Gravity Rush, I absolutely adored the game. It was obviously a really good fit for the Vita in the way it used a lot of stuff in there, but you kind of always wondered what they could do with a bit more budget, not necessarily monetarily, but just in terms of what they could do in terms of process and everything, and kind of push that world a little bit further out. And it looked like, Gravity Rush 2 looked like that game basically.
So I actually I haven't played the original. Do you think that it will? Do you think that it'll be appealing to a bigger audience maybe now that it's on?
It's always going to be a niche game.
Yeah.
And it's never going to like really break out. But like the original Gravity Rush kind of felt like a successor in some ways to Jet Set Radio, and it's just this like uber cool place you got to like.
The world did look amazing.
Yeah, that you got to traverse in this really interesting way. And that having that and having a bit more scope and scale is just going to make for a better game. So I don't know if it's going to necessarily have more appeal, but more people have PS4s and Vitas. So
however, there I don't know if anyone else agrees, but it did seem like they were hinting at a possible cooperative element because there was a second girl fighting with the main character. That's one of those things where you
do these shows, and because I'm doing a live report,
you had your head in your laptop.
I spend half my time reading comments, and then I look up, and then I completely miss seriously significant stuff. So I haven't seen that co-op stuff, and that would be interesting. I'd be curious how that works in that world. But yeah. Hopefully we'll get to play that as well at the show this
You
week.
never know. Although all a game has to do to interest me is have a cat in it.
What
So
about a cat that flies or a cat that floats?
it flies.
Yeah.
Game of the year. Awesome. And then from then on, it was, I don't know, there was like a whole bunch of stuff that kind of just flew by. Like so they announced the Uncharted global release, so it's gonna launch the same day in Japan as the rest of the world. And then Ubisoft was on stage. For Honor, they announced
They bought a samurai.
the Oni character.
Come to Japan and go like, yeah, we got samurai.
Yeah, it's like, hey guys, you like samurais? Here you go. You like poison blades and kunai. I don't know, that game just bores me. Looking at it just makes me feel really like.
I think it's probably better to play than it is to look at in a trailer. People seem to say nice things about it who've played it.
Oh,
and
really?
haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Oh, well, fair enough. I don't know. I'm just maybe I'm just not feeling Ubisoft games at the minute. Like, so directly after that was Assassin's Creed Syndicate, the Jack the Ripper DLC.
Saucy Jack.
Saucy. Alright, I'm gonna go down this little alleyway. Sorry, I'm really sorry. That was a terrible accent. And the immediate reaction to that seems to be understandably a little bit negative because they're announcing paid for DLC before the game's out.
And also Ubisoft don't have a good history with
No,
that kind of subject matter.
The trailer was just people in silhouette and a really ominous voiceover, and apparently so they've released a press release since the live stream, and they've said it's set 20 years after the main game, which kind of circumvents the problem that Jack the Ripper wasn't doing bad things until 20 years after the time that it's set, and that you'll be working with an inspector. That trailer didn't make it clear. You're not playing as Jack the Ripper, you're trying to hunt him down. And it just looks really uninspired. I don't know. That's just me.
It looks like more Assassin's Creed stuff. And I think I might have been done with that series a little while ago. But as someone pointed out, though, it's gonna, whatever happens, I'm sure it'll be better than Visceral's gladly never realised Jack the Ripper game, which promised to be all sorts of horrible.
Maybe I'm just bored of Jack the Ripper. It's like, we all know the story. Yeah, he was a mean guy. Yeah, sliced up ladies, but like, get some new material. I don't know.
It was nice though, like if he was feeling at all homesick, having been out of London for all 2.5 days, we got transported back to old Blighty for all
Come
like
and
2
stop
minutes.
me.
Yeah. Oh, it's not being back home, innit? Oh, lovely. Poor Bly.
Oh, it's terrible. And then after that, it was kind of it was just all about there was like the Yakuza stuff.
Yakuza stuff, which sadly Sega's kind of starts now. I know they're doing Yakuza 5, which is coming out, is it in December, as a download thing on PS3. Well, that feels like too little too late, and you kind of, it's one of those kind of weird self-fulfilling prophecies where Sega's like, no one buys our games.
We're not going to release them.
Yeah,
they
we're
can't.
not going to release them. It's like, and then they're going to release Yakuza 5 on PS3, and they're like, no one bought it. It's like, yeah, because it's
Why
like,
do you think that is?
2 years after the fact, and everyone's got PS4s now, and no one can remember where their like PS3 they left their PS3.
In saying that, you know what? Like we've been around quite a few arcades and shops around Tokyo at the moment, and I've noticed the PS3 output, like selection seems to be far vaster than the PS4.
Oh yeah, totally. And still, obviously the current gen as it is, PS4 has been slow on the uptake over here. And I'm probably misremembering this because I'm a bit of an idiot and still a bit jet lagged. But I think like Metal Gear it's Phantom Pain, still sold more on PS3 than it did on PS4
That's
over
interesting.
here.
Wow.
I don't quote me on that because I might be misremembering. But I know they were very close anyway, and I think the PS3 might have edged it. And they've just been really slow on the uptake. There's not been the kind of the big reason for people over here to make the switch to PS4. And gaming tastes have evolved as well. There's still all the stuff we saw today as well look cool, but it's still super niche stuff. Yeah.
So and saying that as well, so the conference then rattled through a whole bunch of trailers of games that some of which will probably not make it to the West. There was King of Fighters, there was Phantasy Star Online 2, Battlefront was in there just for shits and giggles.
Everyone loves Star Wars.
Well, that trailer didn't really grab me though. One Piece Burning Blood. Now the Koei Tecmo game Neo,
which actually is, they alluded to it, but so that game was announced in 2004. It's a PS3 game, and it's based on a unreleased.
It's Geralt of Rivia, as a ninja.
It's based on an unfilmed script by Akira Kurosawa.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I had no idea until I looked at Wikipedia. I sound really knowledgeable now. Like, yeah, I know so much crap. Like, yeah, I'm really, really knowledgeable. No, I just know how to use Wikipedia.
That's interesting.
So yeah, and it was before my time, and I think a lot of people had forgotten about it. So it does sound interesting. And also, I like Koei Tecmo. I like their games a lot. I like some of their games a lot.
Yeah.
Some of them are a bit more dubious than others.
So why has Neo? Why has that? Had
I don't know why
such
it's resurfaced, but it's kind of. I think it feels like it's Koei Tecmo's first like PS4 only game. And it just looks. As I said in the live blog, it's got more graphics than I've ever seen from them.
More
before.
graphics.
It's got loads more graphics. So yeah, that looks kind of interesting. I want to find out more about it.
Do we know if that's releasing outside of Japan?
They're really good at bringing all their stuff everywhere.
Okay.
So I imagine it will do. So I don't know what the kind of lag would be, but I imagine it's gonna end up on our shores at some point.
Interesting. So after that, they kind of properly named PlayStation VR. So it's not Project Morpheus anymore.
What's PlayStation VR? What's that?
What's that? The PlayStation VR stuff?
Well, how long did it take them to come up with that name?
I know, right? You know that was a
Guys, I've got an
boardroom
idea.
full of people where like, yeah, guys, I don't know, maybe we should have another
I
lunch
find
break.
it
and
weird
think
though.
about
I
this.
think it's really interesting with the name of that because of VR. Like the exciting possibilities for VR seem to be actually outside of games, and that's where kind of Oculus kind of position itself as something which is going to do, obviously with the Facebook acquisition and everything as well. But it's going to be going beyond games, and it feels weird to me that Sony have got a good headset, and now they're kind of, by giving it the PlayStation branding, leading of that, it kind of narrows it down.
It narrows
a
it,
little bit.
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I mean, it's great. VR games look like they're going to be fun. I still think we're a while away for it being like kind of essential, and I can't see that being. I can't see it being during the PS4's time.
No, and I mean they didn't really. They didn't give us anything to go on. It was just like it was a very.
We're going to have some
feeling.
demos though. Apparently, someone told me that Final Fantasy 14 showed up in the kind of games you can play on.
Actually, I did see that.
I didn't even notice that.
I did see the list.
I was just too busy.
There was
comments.
There was. I mean, there was absolutely definitely a Final Fantasy, but I can't remember which one it was. But so Kitchen was on there, which is the
Capcom horror game.
Yeah. And there was definitely Final Fantasy, but yeah, we should go back through and check.
And
what
the
there is.
weird Harada My Summer Waifu game, whatever that is.
Is that the one that the guy was in the trailer was playing, where he was making all these weird faces?
I think so. Well, it's just basically you're just in a hut with a girl, with your girlfriend, and it looks. It's been. It was a lot weirder than that when they first announced it. It was a schoolgirl.
I remember that.
And then they
Yeah.
kind of redid it, and so it was a bit less creepy. And now it's just creepy, just plain straight up creepy, as opposed to.
A part of me can't wait to see that stuff because it's going to be hilarious, and then another part of me is just going to be like, oh, why? Why do we have to look like these creepy people? But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we've got some time with Morpheus later in the week, and it'll be interesting to see some of the Japan-based demos.
I'm totally going to film you playing it. It's going to be really funny. Oh, we have to. I do have to. Like, if Kitchen, if that's anything like people have said it is, we should definitely film
that. You can play that one.
Fine, I will. I'm not scared.
Brave enough.
I'm not. Don't afraid of anything. So Square Enix was after that, and that was a bit.
Yeah, some cool stuff there, but
World of Final Fantasy and the Saga. Which probably
which has been announced a while ago. It's
Yeah.
a PS4 Vita exclusive. I don't think that too many people are excited about it outside Japan, apart from RPG aficionados. Star Ocean 5 as well.
Oh, what's the integrity and faithlessness? Catchy title.
And then the Dragon Quest section, which is just really sad because Square doesn't seem to ever want to take Dragon Quest outside of Japan now. So
Yeah, but like I mean,
having said that, they're doing Dragon Quest Heroes is coming out in the UK.
Is it?
Yeah, which is I think it's like the first time in ages. It's just breaking my heart. I've been walking around with my 3DS the past couple of days and looking at street passes. You can see what games they've been playing, and people are playing. I think it's Dragon Quest 8. I think that's out now. Dragon Quest 8 on 3DS over here.
Yeah.
And you just see people playing. It's like this is just.
And you're not allowed to play it.
Yeah, I can't. And I still definitely want to. I love Dragon Quest. Everybody loves Dragon Quest. It's such a phenomenal series.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame that it's not.
Yeah.
Allowed to kind of blossom outside of Japan right now.
What about the builder, Dragon Quest builder? It's definitely not
Sorry,
Minecraft.
Dragon Quest,
Sorry,
it's a genre called, it's not
I think
Minecraft,
you'll find it's a block building RPG.
Yeah, it's open. Yeah,
it's not a Minecraft game. Is that not coming out?
No, there's been no plans. No, I haven't spoken about it just yet. Who knows? It might come across at some point. Dragon Quest builder's like an interesting curio. It's obviously it's quite obvious what it is. And yeah. we'll see what becomes of it. But obviously, yeah, it's just they haven't even said anything about Dragon Quest XI coming over to the West. So
Okay.
if they're not going to talk about that just yet, they're not going to talk about anything else.
So for me, the kind of low point of the whole conference was Capcom section.
Oh no, I don't know. I think I've done my best to forget about it.
So Capcom.
On the plus side, let's focus on the positives. There is a new logo.
I mean, they come out on stage. They're like, it's 20 years of Capcom, brilliant. We've had such a great time. We've got such dedicated fans. So to celebrate, here's a logo. Like, really?
I know. I'd rather have a logo than what came afterwards. But
I know. Yeah, they did. It was like, so they kind of went, and we're working on a new title. And it's a cooperative shoot. No, it was a competitive shooter. No. Like, that game looked...
Raccoon City 2?
Yeah, but it looked...
I don't really want that. Like, that game kind of bombed.
This
is a different team, obviously. And I'm told it's interesting. It's been made in Unity as well, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, different team, different game. But I just don't think people go to Resident Evil games to play a first-person
No, I
shooter.
mean, and you know what, right? This argument always comes up every time you talk about Resident Evil. The games are not what they used to be, and nor do they have to be. I mean, it's been 20 years. Games evolve, fair enough. But these games, like, they're so uninspired. It's so generic. Watch that trailer back. It's, dubstep music, like, completely flavorless environments, like, vapid. It's just so boring looking.
Let's reserve. I'm not sure I was gonna say let's reserve judgment until we play it, but nah, screw that. Let's not reserve judgment.
Yeah, okay, fair. It might turn out to be great, but that trailer does not paint it in a positive light. Put it that way.
It's a weird thing to do, and yeah, there's so much Resident Evil right now, but not any of it's not like the game that people want to play.
I mean, there was more pomp around when they announced that Resident Evil 2 was being remade. Surely that tells them that people are more excited for the traditional games rather than this. Who are they making these new games for?
I don't know. It's such a weird one. And yeah, we knew there was going to be a multiplayer focused Capcom game because we're down to see it on Friday. But I was kind of hoping for a deep down review or something. And it's so deflating.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows? It might be amazing.
Well, I guess so. Stay tuned because we will be going to see all these games during the week, and as you can probably tell, we won't be holding any punches. We'll be. Listen. Okay, I will reserve judgment until I see it. That's the only fair thing to do.
Tune in on Friday to hear Aoife lay into Resident Evil with conviction because she'd have played it with them.
Oh. So tomorrow we've got a very exciting day tomorrow, actually, don't we? And then it's just an exciting week. So I don't want to spoil it, but yeah.
Well, tomorrow's Namco headquarters.
We're going to Namco headquarters. See, I didn't say anything because I wasn't sure if we were allowed to say it, but I think that's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Going to Namco headquarters playing. I think there's like embargoes to some of the stuff we're seeing, but I think it's fair enough to assume that we'll see Dark Souls.
Yes.
And then Thursday the show starts proper.
Yes, and it feels like we've been here. Well, on one hand, it feels like we've been here forever, drinking plum wine, and and on the other, it's like, God, it's the show already. Like, that's crazy.
That's always a way of holidays, though, isn't it? It goes so quickly.
You need to stop saying holidays because we are working very hard, Rupert. Don't worry. But yeah, so we will talk to you all again soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. It was so much fun.
It was so good, and just like it was one of those, like last night. It's what made me realise that Japanese arcades are still phenomenal places. Was just watching two people play Mai Mai.
Yeah.
One of them dressed up as Hatsune Miku.
And she owned the guy she was playing.
Yeah.